raza, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Manuel Silva y bienvenidos nuevamente a Únete. Vamos a ver el resumen de lo que pasó en el video pasado, por si no se acuerdan, por si esa memoria está fallando. Vamos a ver. Sí, me enojé con mi esposa y luego desapareció. Y fue mi culpa.
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare.
Sí, luego resultó que la isla en la que me estaba esperando nunca existía, así es que tal vez estoy loco, tal vez yo lo maté, tal vez yo era el asesino. Ciudad de Nueva York, hace 3 años. ¿Recuerdan hace 3 años? Cuando todavía éramos libres, cuando éramos felices y no lo sabíamos. Hace 3 años, ¿qué estaba sucediendo? 2017, ¿qué pasó en 2017? 2017 fue el peor año de mi vida. Estoy casi seguro.
I'm home.
Back here, sweetie.
Un termo.
How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Hey,
¿Para qué?
handsome. This
Caliento
is going to be
coffee.
a long night, but these
Sí, aquí
shots
hay
are
un
turning out great.
café.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Sí, voy a prenderlo, pero primero voy a chismear. ¿Qué hay por aquí? ¿Qué hay por acá? Oh. Una página de manuscrito. Hace 3 años. Por algún motivo. Esperen. ¿Por qué tengo 2?
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Ahora, qué interesante. La parada repentina. Asumo que esto es... COVID. Asumo que esto es algún libro que
This was a
escribió
late goodbye.
antes, ¿no?
13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered
Como un licuado de
painkillers
fresa malvado.
and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city.
Bueno, técnicamente un raspado de fresa.
I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Ya estoy en casa. Y aparentemente las hojas que no pude encontrar la vez pasada. Alan Wake. El regreso al sendero. El regreso al camino. Algo parecido. ¿Por qué tengo un premio con 2 pistolas aquí? ¿Soy el mejor bandolero de la ciudad o qué anda? ¿Dónde está ese radio?
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the
Oigan, sí
entire
es cierto, sí está
tri-state area.
nevando bien
People are
feo.
advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the 3rd day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Tercer día de la ventisca, ándale. Y esto no se para. ¿Cómo se llama mi esposa? ¿Alice? Creo que sí. Alice, no tendiste la cama. O sea, ¿qué pasa aquí? Digo, la puedo tender yo. Pero estoy muy ocupado siendo un escritor famoso. Ok, pero es que por acá no hay nada. ¿Cómo corro? ¿Me recuerdan?
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Ok, de nada. Te amo. Besos, bye. ¿Puedo salir? A ver, espera. No puedo salir. Estoy encerrado como en la vida real. ¿Por qué?
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh,
Al
really?
estudio donde ya estaba. Qué bueno, porque ya los
These
había
look
visto.
really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Tú. Tranquila. Aquí está. Aquí.
Please check the fuse box.
Sí, ¿y dónde
I'm
está
right
eso?
here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Ok, no te preocupes.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Todo está bien. Ten la linterna.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
No te preocupes. Todo
It
está
just
bien.
really spooked me.
Ya,
Don't worry.
Estamos
We'll just
juntos.
break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
Todos tenemos miedos y algunos tenemos
Tell me a
fobias.
story, writer.
Y eso no está mal.
I used to have these
Tener miedo no
nightmares when
está
I was a
mal.
kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh,
Tan
sure.
fácil como eso.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Qué hermoso. ¿Se imaginan que...? No recuerdo si tengo esa... a Mr. Clicker conmigo. O sea, como que puedo usarlo para alentar a todos los monstruos, así que estén cerca de mí y haga como... Fright Thoughts. Día presente.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea,
crudo.
disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Ya me lo preguntó.
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Gracias, Doc.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let
¿Usted
you
lo
get
pescó,
on with
Doc?
it then. Sarah,
Es un buen pescado.
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you.
¿Me puedo llevar el
Very
pescado?
good at her job.
¿Es de los que baila?
Sure she can locate your wife and
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Ah, ok. Estamos en la estación de policía, no en el hospital. Dice que esa es la camioneta del sheriff, o de la sheriff en este caso. ¡Policía! Es la señora. La señora que también le tiene miedo a la oscuridad. ¡Ey, ey!
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver.
Es
Have a nice
cierto,
day
ya
now.
recordé quién es ella.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Cierto, ella termina siendo
Mr.
super
Wake?
cool.
The sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Ok, gracias.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
Como los focos. Ups, perdón por subirme en la silla, pero hay un gato perdido. Y eso es una emergencia. Una emergencia que requiere que las personas se suban en las sillas. Y una caja de fusibles no puede interactuar con nada por ahora. ¿Qué vamos a ver
Come
con
in, Mr.
Sarah?
Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Gracias.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
Pues
How did
eso
you
es lo
end
que
up at
recuerdo.
Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up.
¿Y por qué no dices que
Excuse
no
me.
recuerdas esa
I need to
parte?
take this.
Chocaste, atravesaste el bosque y llegaste hasta la gasolinería.
Please help me.
Alice?
Alice,
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal.
esto no lo recuerdo. Desaparecidos: Richard Bogg, Bruce Densky, Jacob Miller. Salieron de acampada hace días, deberían haber vuelto y no se han puesto en contacto. ¿Los maté? Tal vez. ¿Han visto a este hombre? Rasgos característicos siempre ganan en los concursos. Ok, pero ¿qué hay acerca del gato? ¿Alguien quiere explicarme qué onda con el gato?
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
No.
I
no.
need to get some air. The sheriff said
Sorry.
I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
I need more light in here. God
¿Qué es esto?
damn it. More light.
Yeah, it's Mulligan
I don't
here.
like the
I'm at
goddamn
Stucky's gas station
shadows
with
in
Thornton.
here.
There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Damn it.
Yeah, this is
I don't
Thornton.
want to be
Look,
alone in
located
here.
the brake float.
Señor, ¿quiere callarse?
I never said that. I never
Driving it at the rehearsal today. Over. Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really trashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
No entendí, ¿qué pasó ahí? ¿Qué, señor, quiere callarse?
Hey! Hey, mister!
¡Cállate!
Turn the light's on! Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Y si les apago, ¿qué pasa?
Even being here, the cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time.
O sea,
I only got drunk after.
O sea, como lo golpeaste sobrio, ¿crees que eso no es un delito?
You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was
¿Puedes decírmelo un poco más rápido?
Italian. I wasn't drunk then.
Después sí, pero en ese momento no. Ok, vamos a leer qué pasó aquí. La
In
presencia
spite of
oscura.
its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Ok, eso fue escrito desde la perspectiva de la dama oscura, ¿no?
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go to defense on the left.
A la izquierda, cierto. Está a la izquierda, pero eso es un carro de policía. ¿Dónde tengo que ir? Es con este.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station.
Ya lo encontré.
There was something funny in an abandoned car.
Pero vamos a ver qué nos advierte nuestro futuro yo.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Entonces, Alice no va a estar con él, obviamente.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
¿Qué carajo, Barry?
Listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
¿Y cómo hago eso? ¿Cómo le digo? Oiga, sheriff, si me acaba de hablar el señor secuestrador. ¿Por qué no simplemente se lo dices, Alan? Ahora que lo pienso, ¿por qué no simplemente le dices, oigan, acabo de recibir una llamada, tienen a mi esposa? ¿No gusta acompañarme? ¿Estar detrás de mí, cerca de mí?
It's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Eso sin duda. Pero bueno, yo me alejo de aquí antes de que YouTube me quite el video por esa música con copyright. Y ya. Por cierto, voy a escuchar todos los diálogos de radio y los de televisión y todo lo que me encuentre.
The writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Eso va a tener sentido más adelante, obviamente. Esa tele ya no sirve. Y sí, voy a dejar todos los audios y todas las televisiones que encuentre.
The Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Sorry, Odin. Oh, son los viejitos.
All we can do is to slow down the progress
Sí,
of their
sí,
dementia.
sí son. Voy a dejarlos porque son muy
Are you
envolventes
feeling any better,
y
Mr.
llenan
Wake?
muchos huecos en la
I'd like to
historia.
leave.
Si quieren
Am I free to go?
saltárselos,
Well, we still need to talk about...
chido, pero yo lo voy a dejar.
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds
Muchas
perfect.
gracias, Kyle.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place
Alan,
where...
cálmate.
Oh, hey, take it easy.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Alan es un idiota. No recordaba que fuera tan
What the
idiota.
hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Barry, casi te atropellan. Cuidado.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money.
Ay, qué hermoso se ve eso,
that Alice had
¿no?
been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a
Sí,
midnight
justo.
appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak.
Solo te
somewhere
tiene que
in
creer lo
National
suficiente, ¿no?
The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Pero aquí estamos.
Barry, you found
Hey,
him!
Rose!
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Como siempre.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Cuídate, Rose. Barry, compórtate.
Who's Max?
Supongo que un perro. ¿No era el perro que se
What an
perdió?
airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
¿Qué dice esto? Esqueleto de un mamut de Colombia. Mammutus columbi. Se estima que este ejemplar tiene 14.000 años y fue encontrado en las fosas de Alquitrán de La Brea en 1981. Fue donado al Parque Nacional Elderwood en 1998 cuando el mamut de Colombia se convirtió en el fósil oficial del estado de Washington. Recibe el apodo de Charlie, dientes largos, y ahora es la mascota oficial del parque. Lo siento, Barry, ahorita voy contigo. Solo tengo que buscar termos de café. Aparentemente también hay videojuegos. Y videojuegos, figuras de cartón, despertadores y pirámides de latas. Así es que tengo que buscar todo eso, Barry, porque a Manu le gustan los coleccionables. Pero...
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself.
Sí,
What,
sí, ya sé que
you
suena
shot
loco.
a guy and his body just disappeared?
Sí.
When was the last time you slept? Are you high?
Tal
Have
vez.
you been drinking?
Tal vez.
No!
He estado bebiendo mucho
Look,
café.
Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Todo lo demás no importa realmente.
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like
Sí,
that?
sí, ya
Don't get me
sé,
wrong,
Barry.
It's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Ah, mira.
Wait here.
No quiero ir al psiquiátrico, Barry. No, tal vez después. Voy a necesitar terapia después de esto, sin duda alguna. Pero por ahora estoy bien, ¿ok?
I'm almost done. Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins. Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here.
Max, ¿estás
Actually,
bien?
I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Claro, sin problema, acabo de conocer a Charlie. Todo buena onda, muy serio.
You can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
¿Por qué
Those
no?
situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's
O
my
sea, sí.
call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez,
Y puedo golpear la tuya.
You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry.
No quiero reírme de ti, Barry.
Going there real funny, Al.
Miren ese oso.
You can quit it
Ah, sí, Alan está siendo muy idiota. O sea, supongo que en el momento simplemente quería jugar el videojuego y ya, pero el personaje de Alan es como, no me importa, yo soy el esposo y tengo que hacer cosas.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Gracias por
Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh,
Sí.
sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Ok, gracias. Será mejor que Max se recupere, o si no, lo voy a venir y mataré a usted.
You're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went
Sí,
in
ya,
the thin air,
ya repasamos
a guy
esto,
who was
Barry.
bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight.
Cállate, Barry. Ok, tal vez calla Barry, porque habla mucho.
That's just crazy.
Pero todo lo demás lo voy a dejar.
Al? Al?
Bar.
We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry,
La verdad,
the
sí.
killer! This is not a goddamn debate,
Tu
Barry.
lámpara de papel.
I'm
Salud.
going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Salud. Suena un buen plan. ¿A qué eres alérgico, Barry? ¿Al polvo? ¿A las mentiras?
Just be
A los
careful with
escritores
the
famosos.
natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Ok. Salud, Barry. Dios, ¿puedes tomarte algo por esa gripa, alergia? Retremo. No. Las queremos encendidas. Todas las luces encendidas. Podemos hacer una carnita asada. Podemos jugar tenis. Podemos pasar un buen rato aquí en la mesa afuera. Podemos hacer muchas cosas, Alan, pero no, tú quieres ir por tu esposa. Ah, cómo me encabronas. Ok, aquí hay otro termo de café. Justo al lado del jacuzzi. Tal vez deberías relajarte un poco, Alan. El termo de café y el camino, al fin y al cabo, ¿no? O sea, tienes que seguir al termo de café, hacer lo que el termo de café te indique. Estoy buscando hojas, por cierto. Estoy buscando todo realmente. Pero principalmente hojas. ¿Ven? No se mueren. Simplemente desapareció. No se incineró como los otros, pero simplemente desapareció. Barry duda de la
Barry had
cultura
never
de
gotten
Wake.
along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Chale, perdí una hoja, ¿ya vieron? Se pasa por no buscar bien, tal vez la tenía Manny, el mamut melancólico. Manny, ¿cómo era? Manny dientes chuecos, ¿no?
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but
Pues
I
no,
was
Alan.
still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them. And they had Alice. Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Ok, yo creí que íbamos a conducir. Que soy muy malo conduciendo y todos ustedes lo saben. Pero hubiera sido divertido. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Fue un mapache? ¿Un cuervo? ¿Qué fue? ¿Hay alguien en esta cabaña? Sé que no es mía. Simplemente voy a romper un radio.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere.
Vas a prender las luces.
I'm getting a little too rickety.
Aunque se inunde Tabasco.
More than that, you know. Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
A ver, tartas. Yo quiero una tarta.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right.
Ese fue el doc que me revisó.
A heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
Lubina
But
negra.
you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year.
Considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
No pasa nada, esas ventanas son a prueba de balas, ok. Bueno saberlo. Cualquier cosa pasa, me meto en una casa, cierro las ventanas y nadie me podrá hacer daño. ¡Ese Columbus se está moviendo solo! ¿Qué está temblando? Se apagó la lámpara, ¿verdad? Oh no. No, de nuevo. Vamos a ver si podemos entrar a esta cabaña por atrás. Oh, ¡sube, Alan! Ah, usa tus manos, Alan. Tampoco seas tan inútil. Eso es. Nada de temblar. Nada de temblar. ¿Hay luces? No puedo prender las luces, pero podemos prender la televisión. ¿Listos para otro episodio de... ¿cómo se llamaba?
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish. Especially
Night Springs?
In Night Springs.
Night Springs.
Tonight's episode. The Man in the Mirror.
Vamos a disfrutar de esta historia, muchachos. Agárrense palomitas. Y una cobijita.
He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
And it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh?
Lo mató a golpes.
Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No idea.
¿Qué onda con todas las plumas que están cayendo?
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Ton, ton, ton. Ok, entonces ese sujeto salió del espejo, mató a su yo real y se quedó con su hijo. ¿Es eso lo que estoy entendiendo? ¿Alan va a tener que luchar contra su yo del espejo? Tal vez. No alimente a la vida salvaje. $100 de castigo. ¡Sas! No, pues sí. Sí está cariñoso. Y sobre todo, como está el dólar ahorita. ¿Serían qué? ¿$2,000 pesos?
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
O sea, lo que dijo fue que ella no es la más guapa y Barry tampoco, entonces son buena pareja. ¿Eso entendí? A grosso modo. ¡Uy!
The air in the
Rusty
visitor
se muere.
center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Ok, entonces, ¿Rusty es el secuestrador o es el doctor que estaba curando al perro? No sé, pero se va a morir.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
¿Qué está pasando? ¿De dónde vienen esos?
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Esa camioneta se movió sola. Lo lamento, Rusty. Fumo mucho y mis pulmones ya no sirven. ¿Dónde está? Eso es un cable. No quiero eso en mi vida. Sí, ahí voy, ahí voy. Rusty. Ok, Rusty es el que ayudaba al perrito.
Mr. Wake?
Rusty, ¿qué pasó aquí?
Oh, hell. It happened.
¿Su pierna?
Just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Rusty? Es la última cara de Rusty. No parece como que fuera a aguantar.
Couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Sí, necesitamos luz. Luces. Puedo abrirla, puedo abrirla. Te tomaste tu tiempo ahí, Alan, pero ok. Ya, otra página, otra página.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Ok, sí, correr a la luz. Eso ya lo sabíamos, Wake. Necesitamos cosas nuevas, información nueva. Ok, aquí hay más munición de revólver y unas pilas. No sé por qué no hay una escopeta.
I was too late.
Okay.
Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Puedo. Rusty!
Rusty!
The ground
Rusty, no!
was full of oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
¿Y tú quién eres? ¡Au! Olvidé cómo... Ah, ok, ya me acordé. Ok, esto me lastima, ¿cierto? Sí, ok. Solo quería ver si me lastimaba y si me lastima. Ah, pero también lo puedo disolver. Perfecto. Allí hay otra página.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
No te preocupes, Rusty, tal vez mueras, pero no morirás solo. Tal vez sí, si ya te moriste, pues ya no hay nada que yo pueda hacer. Yo estaba tratando de salvarte. Si no me esperaste, fue básicamente tu problema. Rusty, no.
Had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please, okay.
Don't feed the animals.
Rusty?
Fishing!
Rusty, no!
Who perches up, Park?
Fishing.
License! Obey!
¿Dónde estás, Rusty?
Two bears and wolves never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
Must be leashed.
Vamos, Rusty, tienes que morirte. Espera, Rusty, necesito más balas. Rusty, ¿cuántas balas necesitas? Eres un hombre muy fuerte, Rusty. Eso estuvo cerca. No se preocupen, muchachos, también tengo balas para ustedes. Y ustedes no me preocupan tanto porque no se mueven a la velocidad de la luz como Rusty. Ups. Y ustedes solo necesitan 3 balas cada uno. 20 balas. Si es que estamos bien. ¿Es el monstruo de Lost? ¿Recuerdan Lost? Esa serie que duraba como miles de años y que nunca tuvo una explicación en sí. Esto parece pintura, no la oscuridad que me lastima. ¡Allá! Sí, bueno. Harry.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were
¿Por
crazy.
qué le contesté así?
You're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
¿Por qué le contesté así? Oh no, Barry, solo me estoy volviendo loco. Eres un culero, Alan Wake. Es un desgraciado. Ya me caíste mal. Aquí tenemos más munición y más pilas que hay ahí abajo. Ok, creo que para allá es para donde tengo que ir. Es que primero vamos a investigar por acá. Otra página del libro, Jay.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train
Rusty era el que
had been.
estaba
He
ligando
still
con
wore
Rose.
the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Qué triste. Lo lamento, Rose. No, Rusty. Rose sigue viva. Aunque tal vez también tenga que morir. Pero no lo sé. No recuerdo. Y no recuerdo si al final puedo salvar a alguien de alguna manera. Ok, Lover's Peak. ¿Pero qué hay por acá? Moonshine Cave. ¿Por acá qué hay? Coli. Escuché una respiración. Ok. Estamos bien. Porque aquí, para acá hay suministros. Ok. Aquí está. Escopeta, bien. ¿Esta respiración es mía o es de alguien más? Se escucha como si fuera de alguien más, para ser honestos. ¿Son los cuervos los que hacen ese ruido? ¿Qué clase de cuervos poseídos son? Tengo el instinto de salir corriendo de esta cueva, porque esa respiración definitivamente no es mía. Y el estúpido de Alan se queda sin aire. Genial. Ok, ahora sí, encontrarnos con el secuestrador. Señor secuestrador. Te escuché, los escuché. Apreté el botón equivocado, pero aún así no me dio. Señor secuestrador, ¿está por aquí o ya lo mataron en las sombras? Ok, el camino de la derecha hay una página del manuscrito y dice...
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Ok, entonces a Alan no le gustaba para nada a Rose. Y a Barry le encantaba. Pero Rose y Ali se parecen un montón. Algo está muy tenebroso aquí. Ya me voy. Ya me largo. Esta oscuridad, ¿de dónde viene? Oli. Tengo que ir por acá. Ok, creo que esta oscuridad los protege. Tal vez no. Entonces, ¿por qué le apunté tanto con la linterna y no se murió? Alan, recarga bien tu arma, gracias. Eso es. Además, para aquí arriba hay algo. Recarga el arma. ¿Qué es eso? Esta es la luz, ¿no? Que decía la página del manuscrito. Que dentro de aquí ya nada me podía pasar. Haciendo escopeta. Ahí viene otra vez la oscuridad. Ya mejor me voy. Por poquito y no te veo. Ok, estos vatos se resetearon. Ok. Esperen, ¿por qué tengo la escopeta? Me faltaba uno. No sé dónde está, pero ya mejor le corro. Que si no me van a seguir apareciendo. Corre, tú corre. ¿A eso le llamas correr, Alan? ¿Es en serio? Atrás. Uy, el fondo está por acá. ¡Corre, Alan! ¡Dios! Ay, es en serio. Ahora vamos a hacer esto. Y esto. Y ya tenemos luz. Bien. Ok. Estamos bien. Seguimos vivos. No nos han matado aún. Así es que todo bien.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew. and more.
¿Quién será ese alguien? Lo averiguaremos después, pero por lo mientras solo hay que agradecerle por dejarnos suministros. Este teléfono ya está todo destruido. Aquí hay un termo de café. Ahí hay otro termo de café. ¿Puedo bajar por allá? Uy, supongo que puedo dar la vuelta por otro lado. Por allá no, porque ahí está el río. Entonces bajar y a la derecha. Todo lo que hace uno por un termo de café. O sea, creo que me preocupo más por obtener los termos de café que por rescatar a mi esposa. ¡Alerta de oso! ¿Voy a tener que pelear con un oso? ¡Vale! ¿Por qué no se le baja su escudo protector de oscuridad? Ah, porque es un grandote. Ok. Alan, quítate. ¿Por qué? ¡Au! Ok, me mataron, pero ahora sé qué hacer. Tú ahí quédate. Oh no, como quieras. Al menos ahora sé qué hacer. O sea, sé qué va a pasar. Puedo preparar mi escopeta y todo va a estar bien. Eso es. Ok. Ouch. Au. Uy, permiso. No tengo que llegar a la luz. Ya no tengo munición del revólver. Ok. Ese menos. Ok, al fin. Oh, Dios. Ok, este video ya duró bastante, chicos, y no tengo tanto tiempo, así es que vamos a dejarlo hasta aquí y vamos a terminar el episodio 2 en el próximo video. Muchas gracias por haberme acompañado. Si les gustó, apóyenme con un like, compartiendo el link con todos sus amigos. Suscríbanse para saber en cuanto suba la conclusión del episodio 2 de Alan Wake y para que les lleguen las alertas de todos los demás videos que subo al canal. Nos veremos en el próximo video, pero hasta entonces, no dejen de ser geniales. Bye.